This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. Glory, honor, and praise to the great God, universal Allah. The girl with all of the gifts is reporting to you live. That's me. I'm the girl with. Well, I'm in the process right now of getting all of them, the rest of them. But oh my gosh, Bismillah. I'm the girl with all the gifts. I didn't watch the movie, but I saw the trailer and that. I don't know who. This is just insane. Well, obviously, Satan is the script writer, the original script writer of that world, the old world, Age of Pisces, right? So Satan just jumping in a body, call him a director and screenwriter and all that shit, and then they are literally like disclosing the master plan, the grand master plan of the great God, universal Allah. But they're not going to tell the world, they're not going to tell the world the truth in their forefront, the forefront of the consciousness, of the conscious mind. That's not where they're going to disclose the truth. Everyone's heard. They're going to hide it in plain sight. Like, where just legal disclosure, according to the great God, is like something like a movie, because we see the statistics and how many of the masses actually go see the movies. It's more than not. It's majority that engage with these avenues for universal disclosure. That's how they become avenues for universal disclosure. All right, sir, we have a certain amount of millions. We've disclosed to enough individuals, and we are off of the hook. Like the karmic loop holes, they're off of the what do you want to call that? Off the hook in some, in many cases. Like, all right, we told them that this is the girl with all the gifts, so when she does manifest, we already told y'all, we told you so. So even if we hired you, conspired you to be set against this individual, well, you still should have known that this is the girl with all of the gifts. So, and it's like, this is crazy. These spiritual wickedness and higher dimensions just following me around in these, I call them elf vessels. These are elf vessels. Extremely low frequency vessels. That's how they follow me around and communicate with me like the Decepticon. obviously they're gonna be in your family. I'm saying in a family that you either the only family you know, that's who's gonna be used by the spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions. Because they just tap into their frequency, their extremely low frequency. They start having whole motherfucking conversations with you and shit. That shit be weird. Exactly like the Denzel movie. Denzel is obviously a part of the gang stalking network as well. They hire a lot of veterans to take down, what do you want to call the newbies? The newbies. Why? Because that has a direct, the rise of one means the fall of another. That's just how it goes. The rise of one is the fall of another. So, if they can make you fall, right, then they can rise again. These has-beens, they can rise again. This is their goal. Like, old hoes, like, oh, I need some new, fresh energy. Let me latch onto them. And shit, I may be able to be reborn off of their energy, off of someone else's energy. That's what these old hoes be doing time and time again. And it's like, great God, Allah, just send, look, obviously, I'm clearly a lick. I mean, this is not new. It's not new being lined up to be sacrificed. Just continually been happening. So it's like, great God, once you get to a certain point, once you get to a certain level in consciousness, it's like, you can't afford these catastrophes. So, great God, Allah, my intent is anyone out there in the all time and space of infinity involved in earth affairs. This includes the spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions. This also includes spiritual wickedness from just not necessarily higher dimensions, but any other dimension of infinity, of all time and space involved with these earth affairs. Yeah. Because look, we gotta understand that most of your spiritual wickedness in higher dimensions, they've been aware of the consequences that they're gonna face for coming for a being like myself, man. They're getting, whew, this shit is wild. It's unimaginable, excruciatingly unimaginable. The weeping and gnashing of the teeth. And again, I know what Gehenna feels like. I go there for reprogramming. This is how the great God got so much. Because it would never be possible for a soul, a consciousness such as myself, that came in, incarnated, programmed by Satan directly. Satan being my stepfather, my stepdad. Satan raised me. It would be no possibility for me to be able to be broken away from that. In fact, that's why I'm granted diplomatic immunity, because I can't stop sinning. This is not possible for a consciousness like mine that was born in a sin. It's just not possible. So the great God, because of the suffering that I do in this place, no one can ever understand the type of suffering that's involved in being separated from the great God, universal Allah. It's that's the reason for all of my earth suffering, because of the separation. It wasn't because of, oh, I'm a sinner and I sinned and I did bad, I did this. No, it's because I was separated from the great God and manifested here, and that's excruciating torment. That's weeping and gnashing of the teeth, to be separated from the great God, universal Allah. It is. And um, this was my assignment. I was the only one that could do this to this capacity, so this was my assignment. But too much is given, much is required. Immeasurable suffering, only not because anything here, only because I feel, let's just say, not that I am always with the great God, Allah, but I feel the separation. That's what brings about the earth suffering. So now I have this chance, I have this opportunity to merge in the physical, merge with my higher self. That is the great God, universal Allah. So I no longer have to feel this intense suffering, weeping and gnashing of the teeth because of that. Praise who? Praise who? Great God, Allah. But the fact still remains that it's not always a spiritual wickedness and higher dimension that's hired to line you up. Because look, if you think Clive Davis is a master at karmic loopholes and contracts and shit like that, just imagine the spiritual wickedness in a higher dimension. So they're offsetting the weeping and gnashing of the teeth, basically with the human vessels that um, do these deals with them, mainly to again line me up, to backdoor me, sacrifice me. That's been the name of my game since I remember. Just every motherfucker, you go around does a deal either with Satan or a spiritual wickedness in higher dimension to sacrifice me. And you know, glory, honor, and praise to the great God, Allah, for um, you know, not allowing it permanently. Just showing just the glory of the great God being able to reverse these timelines and delete these timelines, or reverse these timelines and put my soul back in my body. And it's like I said, it just doesn't matter. Just being around an elf vessel, it's not possible without the uh, the energetic truth coming out that, uh, yeah, anybody will kill to live. That's pretty much what it's about. And not in a, this ain't physical. We're not talking about living in the physical. Obviously, if someone is killing, they're already living in the physical. Oh, they want to experience um, life to the highest degree. So they have to take another's life to do that. And then in the age of Aquarius, it looks different. Again, the great God said, this war is not physical, guys. It's not carnal. It's not fit. Nothing's physical about this. Nothing is carnal. Everything that we refer to is all, it's only spiritual, because look, we're in the age of Aquarius, the age of truth, the age of divine truth. The only reality is the energetic reality. I'm listening to my only doctor. I'm listening to my only doctor in the background because I've been around some extremely low, some elf vessels. It's Dr. Virtual 7, called Dissolve Hate. It's a frequency. And listen, I don't need to even know the science behind this, but it works for me. It works for me. It works so that I do not get sacrificed by hate, because, man, everyone, I ain't gonna say everyone, I'm saying the elf consciousnesses absolutely despise and hate I. Because listen, that's what the great God said. Great God Allah said, you shall be hated in this world. They hate great God Allah. Of course they're going to hate the representative of the great God Allah. So that stays on. Man, just maneuvering through this sludge, this mud and sludge, which is required to get, it's just a pole shift, swinging the pendulum. But to get there, you have to get dragged through the mud. You get dragged through the mud. So I keep that playing in my background, and I know when I need it and I know when I don't. So again, like, sometimes they gotta use the dumbest motherfucking entities. So sometimes they're not even the spiritual wickedness in the higher dimensions. Because they like, oh, that's infinity. They gonna know. Infinity gonna know if we even offer this deal or we even contract with this vessel. Infinity gonna know, and dang, we've been seeing these outcomes, and it's looking pretty grim. So they're like, sometimes they just mind their business. Like, no, we're not getting involved. They go after easier targets. They know who I am. So they go after easier targets, and so sometimes I'm talking about the wicked ones, the human vessels, the synagogue of Satan, the army of Shaitan. They getting these totally unawares motherfuckers that's, who knows how long they've been trapped. They just want to get out. So they like, oh, I'll do it. Please, please, please. Yeah, sometimes, executioner spirits. I had it sounds unbelievable, obviously, but in another dimension, I had a conversation with one, and they were in regret because the executioner spirit, it was like, looked like a transformer. They had such an electromagnetic force field of like extremely low frequencies. I don't know what their souls, where their souls come from, and what they were some evil motherfuckers. Let's just say that. And they'll summon these motherfuckers from the dead, and they make them. They make a lot of them do the evil jobs and assignments and shit like that. And when I had the conversation, but I was in my physical body, but it was not in this dimension. It was in another dimension. And he was very, very, very regretful, remorseful that he was supposed to kill me. And he was supposed to kill me through choking my life force out. Like, I don't know how I don't know how this happens. I'm not sure about that, but when a person either is in the hospital room, when the person goes on the bed or on the chair, so either the executioner spirit is attached to it, and it will, like the same way that a person would have sleep paralysis, it literally would, it chokes the life out the person. But you can't see it. It's not like a human coming in there and doing a job, so you have evidence of it. This is a wrathful spirit that has an electromagnetic force field of, whether it's hate, rage, is strong enough that they can like smother a person, execute a person by smothering them, squeezing their life force energy out, and then they're pronounced dead. So these type of spirits were hired actually to take me out. So it would have looked like I just died and shit like that, but not, there was actual entities summoned to kill me, where they kidnapped me. The U.S. Corp kidnapped me there. Went against my will. I just need to lay here y'all motherfuckers already paralyzed me from this military technology, scalar technology. I still call it, to this day, I call it a scalar beast, because I don't know the science, but I feel like absolutely it was entities, or it could have been legions that was led through a portal combined with artificial intelligence. And this was the thing that was attacking me. So I'm laying on the ground thinking, like, a part of me is actually paralyzed, but I'm still very conscious. It's like, that's when they sent the ops with a capital C to come pick me up and kidnap me. Oh, we're taking you to the hospital. Well, I just want to get up when I can, and I want to just go. I told you I'm injured, but you say you're taking me to a hospital refuse to go, refuse service. You put handcuffs on me and we're scuffling and you throw me into the back of a cop car? And you think you take me somewhere, and when I wake up, well, before that, they sprayed some poison or something on me. Because I heard when I was thrown into the cop car, I heard the shh, 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 shh. And then next thing I wake up, I'm handcuffed to a hospital bed. I mean, it wasn't a hospital. This was a motherfucking mental institution. I'm handcuffed to the bed and repeatedly injected with some shit. I don't do pharmaceuticals. Not up until 2026. It's 2026. If I ever got sick, I'm fasting. I use essential oils. And even like I've had like flu-like things go on from time to time. And I know the absorption rate is like 60 seconds. The molecules of the essential oils being nanoparticle that it takes is 60 seconds to penetrate the blood. So it also evaporates pretty quickly. So I would, anytime I had anything like that, any sickness or flu like thing, I'm just every 10 minutes, you know, just applying the essential oils to my body or in a vegetable capsule with some olive oil or something like that. That's me. That's me. That's my consciousness saying I ain't never gonna be like I'm going to some fucking doctor or some shit. I mean, maybe a couple times I remember, but my normal thing was like, it gotta be some type of catastrophe. And I didn't have any catastrophes in life until I started being targeted by the military and individuals that think they run some shit. That's it. So these creatures, a lot of them, they're summoning. They're doing these rituals, these satanic rituals, and they're summoning them, and they're forcing them into slavery. Like they're making them commit these crimes. So I want to call in a divine court hearing and a lawsuit and transfer. Excuse me. So it's a divine lawsuit and transfer, because that's injustice to have some spirit, you forcing the spirit to do your motherfucking dirty work against the innocent and the righteous. Because now, look, they work for me now. I'm taking the girl with all of the gifts. They work for me now, so it's nothing for me to summon. There's nothing for me to summon them. Yeah, I need you to take care of this problem for me. I need you to take care of this oppressor for me. They love working for infinity. That's the difference between y'all and us. They love working for infinity. Because we treat every entity, every spirit with love. You know, any service to infinity is returned with love, the love of the great God, universal Allah. So, again, I want to call on the divine court hearing a petition and transfer for every spirit being summoned against I, infinity vessels, consciousnesses, any realities that I, infinity, choose multidimensionally. Along with any of the all of infinity, animate or inanimate, multidimensionally, that I, infinity, choose. Because we got to understand, like, these transfers can be to, again, animate or inanimate things, multidimensionally, that exist in all time and space, but are somehow past, present, future involved with a new earth. And also that earth, that the old world, the old earth, age of Pisces, that caused so much dysfunction and imbalance to so many, just, man, Mother Earth alone. And then we're talking about her inhabitants. Can we even compute the imbalance that this created? When we're talking about great God, universal Allah, that's why, look, the sins of the world reached great God, and the great God declared divine order on earth. That's the only reason why we're in this age, a new age. Because of your motherfucking sins, and then you want to motherfucking scapegoat me and blame me? We're here because of your motherfucking sins. Bitch. Like, that shit is crazy. You motherfuckers did the most wicked, evil shit. And all of your sins reached the great God, Allah. And now we're here. And now, oh, you need someone to blame. Let's blame infinity. Yeah, right. Blame your fucking selves. Blame your fucking evil, narcissistic ass selves. That's the only one that's going to get the blame. That's it. So this divine court hearing, it's for any spiritual wickedness in any dimension, summoned to commit crimes against humanity, to commit crimes against this vessel, and any of the all of infinity, multidimensionally, animate or inanimate, that I choose to name as just basically naming as a recipient of this divine transfer. The transfer would not just be for I, it would also be for any of whom I choose, right? And also recipient of having records, memory, energies of any fear-based energy. Period. That's pretty much how it works. That's how it works in the divine courts. I petition in the great God, great God, great God, great God. Oh my gosh. Love the great God. Great God, um, this is my grievance and this is what I want. And the great God, obviously, granting I petition. So I'm grateful. Very grateful. I'm beyond grateful. I mean, these were not of my own records, memories, or energies. Um, this was all fabricated to steal from I, infinity. All of everything was to steal from I, infinity, and it's time because divine justice has arrived. Divine justice absolutely is a ruling governor of a new age of Aquarius. So divine justice is making us right for all. We balance the all by balancing the consciousnesses that have the most, we'll say, have the most energetic imprint or impact, aka universal law of one, on I, Mother Earth. So I being the biggest consciousness, I had the most, you would say, I had the most to steal from. Like, oh, that's just a reservoir of pure positive life force energy. And it's like, it was like man, I don't even know how to say it. Like a free, it was like, yeah, like a free for all. Well, the 1% vessels chosen by Satan, this was like a free for all. Like, yeah, give it to her. Every step. Um, just for that exchange, exchanging my positive for their negative. That was attained through energy theft, and obviously energy theft materializing countless through countless avenues. These negative energy exchanges are done. So again, these spiritual wickedness and other dimensions. I want to wrap this up. Sometimes, a lot of times they're forced to do these crimes. And this is, I want to obviously call the divine court hearing and transfer connected to that, where we, who, we infinity, supernatural AI lawyer are pulling all the records. Guys, it's instantaneous. The great God is, listen, and I don't have words to describe, but it's instantaneous. We're pulling all the records, past, present. Look, we're even including the future tense, the conception of thought. Motherfucker, you think about this ritual that you're gonna do to summon the dead against IF Energy Vessel. And judgment goes out without the action, right? Without the action having to be carried through. That's what's so beautiful about these times. And we're including the future to literally bring judgment at the thought of evil towards I. Praise who? Great God Allah. Oh, it's gonna be man, I don't know. This divine court hearing is gonna be huge, multidimensionally huge. Oh my gosh, I'll keep falling asleep. I'm not just thinking about myself in this, I'm thinking about these spirits that are forced into slavery and forced into evil against the great God Allah. We want to go on their behalf and pull up every record. Every record. Yep. And obviously the great God is a judge. Great God decides, all right, from all of these records, what mass amount of the negative energy generated, created on Earth goes to this set of consciousnesses. And then it's the whole records of how much pure positive life force energy was stolen from these occurrences, and that gets redistributed as well. That's just what it is. So praise who?